Good day. Welcome to another edition of Spotlight on Mahopac Schools. Eric Gross, your host, along with Superintendent of Schools, Anthony DiCarlo. Anthony, good seeing you.
Eric, how are you?
Good, good, good. Weather's been lovely. Cold.
Yeah, it's been, so that's why I got a little bit of frog in my throat. We
both.
go from warm to cold, but listen, as long as there's no snow,
I know.
I'm good.
The weather people like to scare you.
Yes, they do. Well, that's changed.
Yes.
I mean, every storm now has a name, so it gets people hyped up. But listen, I mean, the cold is the cold. We're getting into winter, but as long as it doesn't snow, we're good.
Okay, on. Mahopac Schools received some not so pleasant news the other day from Albany, and we're talking about Governor Cuomo vetoing the bill that was approved by both houses of the New York State Legislature, allowing the school district to make up for that $5.9 million snafu that took place many, many years ago. What happens now?
So a couple of things. First of all, I'm in process of following up with Assemblyman Byrne and Senator Harkin. And I want to thank both the Senator and the Assemblyman for all their hard work. You know, when we first found out that this had happened right away, and I think that's some of the upsetment, Eric, is that as soon as we found out, we self-reported. And we involved both the Senator and the Assemblyman in it. And we talked about a strategy. And both of them were able to, carry the bill through their appropriate houses. And then, of course, it went to the governor. So I really am waiting to hook back in with Senator Harkin. Once I get that and get a better understanding, I might have some more answers in the next couple of weeks. But the frustration is this. And the community has been wonderful. And I want to thank the Mahopac community because we've gotten incredible support for what we did, the way that which we did it, the honesty in which we did it. And a lot of people are upset, that now moving forward, we're not going to be getting that state aid on the project, as well as having to pay back what we already got. So, to the community, as we move forward, especially in definitely next year's budget, we have to account for that. Eric, that's a big, big number as we go forward that we have to fill before we can even talk about what the next things is we want to do in the district. So, but I want to really explain the following. We are going to make sure to the best of our ability, we continue the programs that we've instituted, continue the things that we've done here in the school district to really bring Mahopac to where it needs to go. And I will, and I know the board are going to work as hard as possible to do that. Again, some next steps. I don't want to go there yet until I really have those conversations, but as this could be brought up again every single year, and we'll see where it goes. But for right now, it's something we have to deal with. We will, but there's going to be pain. There has to be pain. I mean, at the end of the day, it's upsetting.
It just makes no sense, though. The district was transparent.
Yes.
It was found out the next day. Albany was notified. No,
right.
Nothing was being hidden.
Right.
Nothing was pushed under the rug.
Correct.
But yet, this happened years and years and years ago, 2011.
Yeah.
And still, it's the district's being punished. Today's kids are being punished.
I agree. And so I think what the community is really upset about, they want to know the why.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't want to go out and make any more comments until I really get a better understanding from specifically Senator Harkin, if he's gotten some information back from the governor's office as to the why behind it. Because like I've done since I've been here, and I told this to the board, and I've told it to my staff, everybody here, I can't always say yes to you. That's just the way things are. And sometimes if it's no, you may not be happy, but at least I explain the why. It sometimes goes a long way. And I think that's what the frustration is right now from all of us. What's the why behind it? We may not, we may know, we'll find out. And so I will keep you posted.
Okay. On a more positive note, Cove Care will be working with the Mahopac School District or the Mahopac School District in the future. We have two special guests with us today.
Yeah, you know what? It's something that we have spoken about since I've been here, about really working with social and emotional wellness for students. And I've had these conversations with Joe DiMarzo for years, and now being the superintendent of schools and with our support staff, really talked about how we can support students in a variety of different areas, from substance abuse, from conflict resolution, from some family support. And we've been able to work with Cove Care to hopefully set up a satellite program here on our campus, the middle school, high school, fall school campus, so that kids can partake in some of those sessions after school to help them kind of navigate their way through problems that happen in the course of their adolescent years. So we're excited about it.
Okay, Eric, Toth, Joe DiMarzo, welcome to Spotlight on Mahopac Schools. Well, Anthony, we have two special guests with us today, Eric Toth and Joe DiMarzo. Eric, of course, is the CEO of Cove Care, and Joe DiMarzo has a business card around that long. He is the Deputy Commissioner of Social Services, he's head of the Youth Bureau, and the list goes on and on. Gentlemen, welcome.
Welcome, Eric. Thank you.
We're going to talk today about Cove Care and the involvement with the schools in dealing with the problems facing young people today.
Yeah, so Eric, myself and Joe and a team of both representatives from the county and the school district, we've been talking about developing a partnership, trying to help our students social and emotionally. And one of the things that we talked about is that wouldn't it be great to be able to partner and have some services available to the kids that are right on campus? Because for a lot of students, it's, they have to either get there by their parent or they have to drive there. And we know that sometimes getting in the queue to be seen, believe it or not, can be not just weeks, but months. Mm-hmm. And those months that go by and students not getting any type of service is problematic. So we're really happy about the beginning of this partnership through Joe and working with Cove Care and having Eric and Cove Care come and talk to us about it. We're in the beginning stages of doing that. So they're here to talk about a little bit about what this partnership is going to be about,
okay,
what can be offered, and then I'm going to talk to the public a little bit about what next steps are.
Joe, what's the problem today out there?
Well, Eric, we live in a complicated society. There's a lot of demands and stresses on families, on children. And what we've learned with substance abuse, mental health treatment, and services that are needed, it's difficult in today's fast-paced society for people to get treatment on the outside world. In our discussions, which have been fantastic, we've had a long history with Mahopac, and with Anthony, we've been able to go to the next level, is let's bring it right to where people are. Let's meet their need where they are and take away some of the reasons why they can't participate. And I think this is a great first step, and the partnerships just continue to get better. Cove Care and Eric, who is new on the scene but has been a great partner as well, we depend on them, and we look forward to moving forward with the needs of our community.
Eric, what services can Cove Care provide the Mahopac schools?
Well, it's a really good question, Eric. We have a Cove Care Center has a wide range of services for people throughout the county, everything from seniors to children and families. So specifically what we can do for the schools are treatment programs. So I'm talking about mental health treatment counseling, as well as substance use treatment and counseling. We also are already involved with the Mahopac School District in our prevention efforts, so actually working in the classrooms or in creative ways with the student body, not just your sort of standard what the risks are of substance use, but also helping kids develop self-esteem, resilience, and all those important traits that go along with the ability to resist negative influences. We also do a lot of work with parents, right? So while it's really important for us to deliver direct services to kids who are struggling, we know that families also need support, whether that's just counseling of their own or talking to other parents whose children have been through things similar to the things that their kids are going through. We can also offer those supports to the kids and the families.
Anthony, would these services be offered on campus, or would they be off campus?
No, so it would be on campus in a location that we will be working on.
Yeah.
So what is going to happen, it's a great point. So what will be happening is I'll be sending out a school messenger and then a survey that's going to go out to the community to see what the community's wants are and needs are. Based on the information and reports that we get back, we're going to develop a partnership with Cove Care, and then we will, of course, send out to the public the availability, what it looks like, where it will be, the hours that will happen, and of course, Eric, it's going to be close proximity to when the school day ends, because it makes sense once the school day is over for students to be able to go to a specific location, on our main campus, which is the middle school, high school, and the fall school, and a couple of days a week, get the kind of services they need. And I think Joe mentioned this. Listen, and I've been very, very out front with this. I'll give you an example of vaping, right? And when I first got here, literally that first month, we had Dr. Schumacher here talking about it, and he would say, if you spoke with him right now, he cannot believe how rapidly the country got this and realized what's happening. I just read this week a 16-year-old student, double lung transplant because of vaping. But they're adolescents. Yeah. You can talk about it, but some of them, Eric, are addicted. And this is a great kind of a service where they can go in and talk about how I can get to be unaddicted. What are some of the things I can do? What are some of the strategies I can employ? Or as Eric mentioned, how do I then talk to my parents about it? What do I do? How do I get them to help support me? So these are some great things that we can bring into the district and help kids, because as Joe mentioned, schools have to adapt to the times in which society is going through right now. We're going through some really difficult times, and it's not just about addiction. It's about conflict resolution. We have a generation, let me be honest with everybody, who can't resolve conflicts. They don't know how to communicate because it's not over the phone. It's sitting face to face. It's talking. It's about problem solving. It's about explaining your point of view, but then listening to the other point of view. So this has got such a widespread umbrella of different types of strategies that kids can start to employ to be successful, not only as they go through high school and or middle school, but as they go on through life.
Problems in Putnam County today. We like to think that Putnam is an island unto itself, but it's not. Vaping is still the #1 problem among young people.
It is one of the major problems that young people have. And the issue with vaping is health reasons. The other is addiction is an addiction is an addiction.
Right.
And statistics have shown that those young people who vape within 6 months normally turn to tobacco.
Okay.
And then whether we have this debate or not about gateway drugs or crosswalk drugs, most people who have addictions later in life have started with alcohol, tobacco, or marijuana. Very few start with opioids. There are a couple, but the percentages are less than 1 or 2%. And so this needs to be part of an educational component about addictions as well as the specifics. So vaping is the bigger issue that are facing young people. And I think we need to give them tools so that they can grow up to be successful and be the best that they're capable of being, and taking addictions off the board for them. And the beginning steps is education and awareness, which we really have done a very good job in the schools, in our community, and with our providers. I'm really proud of that component.
Yeah, and one of the questions that's going to come up to the audience is that, this whole process, parents will be involved in understanding. It's not where kids are just going to walk in
Right.
and go see Eric and his group of providers without getting parental permission and whatever. So we're going to make sure we go through this the right way and it's done correctly, and that, we have this availability, not just, for this year. Hopefully we're going to get this in the second half of this year, but for years to come. I'll be honest with you, and I've discussed this with both Eric and with Joe, here we are in the outskirts of New York, some of the wealthier counties. Yet, Eric, you go to the Midwest, they have clinics of all time. They have mental health clinics, they have health clinics, they have clinics for dentistry right in wings of their buildings. And we think that, we're in the suburbs and we don't have needs, as you mentioned to Joe. Yeah, we have needs, we have a lot of needs. And I think Mahopac and the county and working with Cove Care, really, we always talk about partnerships and we hear it. Sounds good, everybody, but until you take that next step forward and actually make it a realization, and that's what we're trying to do.
And one of the things that we're really looking to expand is access. I mean, Anthony referenced that we're limited as Cove Care Center in terms of our physical space and the amount of time of the hours of the day that we can be available. So one of the things that this kind of a partnership can really open up is available where the kids are, where the families are, at a time that's convenient to them and in a place that's convenient to them. And if we can do that in a way that's planful and thoughtful and addresses the needs that we know are here, then we can open up that access and not deal with wait times or need to schedule appointments. I mean, we're talking about the after school hours. That's when all the kids who can and need services are going to try to get it. There's a limit to being able to do that in a single building. So
I'm sure mom and dad watching out there are asking themselves, is there a cost to this? Will there be a cost to this?
Well, the first thing I can say is Cove Care Center exists as the only not-for-profit provider of these services in the county. We have a responsibility to be here, and we don't turn people away for inability to pay. We accept all sorts of insurances, from Medicaid to managed care to private insurance. Pretty much any insurance that operates in the county we accept. We have a sliding scale fee, and we can work with people having financial hardship, but we don't turn people away who are not able to pay for our services.
And when is the target date for this, Anthony?
Also, it's a process, right? We have to see what the need is and
Yeah.
how many parents would be interested. And once we do that, then we have to work with legal and work with
Okay.
their legal and make sure that we dot our I's and cross the T's.
Right.
We're really hoping maybe for late winter, early spring to start it this year.
This year.
Kind of like as a pilot if we can, and then move forward. Again,
Yeah.
it all depends on how things,
Sure.
it's like anything else. It's like trying to close on a house. You have a date, but then other things come up. The same thing can happen. But we've made a commitment, myself, my administrative team. What I mean by that is the buildings, our support staff personnel, we think it's something that will benefit us, not only for this year, but for years to
And
come.
benefit the children, that's the bottom line.
There's no question
Yeah.
about it. And you know, and Eric mentioned this, and there's going to be a presentation at our board meeting next week. One of the things that we've done in a very proactive manner is we've instituted both in the middle school and the high school for sixth graders coming in to the middle school and ninth graders going into the high school, an actual class period that we're talking about getting ready for academic success, getting ready for social emotional success, learning about conflict. So we are doing it not only as a part of the school day, but then we're offering opportunities for kids outside. So I think we really are looking at what the needs of our young adolescents are and to try to get them ready, because what we are supposed to be doing, and I think we're doing a good job, we can do a better job, is to really get them college and career ready. And when you leave high school, it's all about getting yourself ready to go into that world. And if we can develop those skills in being able to understand when things happen, how to navigate through it, that goes a long, long way.
Okay, so we'll have more about this unique program coming to the Mahopac schools in the weeks and months to come.
Thank you, Eric.
Eric, we thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Joe, it's good seeing you. Thanks again.
Pleasure.
Joe DiMazzo, Eric Toth, Anthony, and I will be right back. It's that time of the year again. These young athletes, student athletes, are signing their letters of intent. First one just the other day, Grace Giancenzo is going to UConn.
Yeah, Grace just had an incredible senior year with our varsity girls soccer team, and I can't tell you how proud I am of Grace, but the entire program. I mean, this is our first sectional finalist
Yeah.
playing in a championship game in a number of years, and I want to first of all thank the girls and both Coach Carrolls for just an incredible run. We are so proud of them. We upset the number 1 seed, Arlington. We lost a heartbreak, a really, really close game.
2-1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to North Rockland. And I want to thank the entire community for coming out to the championship game at North Rockland on a very cold Sunday night. The Maniacs, the parents that came out there, the support was absolutely incredible. And you know, and the girls, and the manner in which they played the whole year, they never gave up on themselves. They worked hard. They played consistently. You know, and I have to be honest with you. Midway through the season, I was at one of the games, and one of the reporters for LoHUD said, "Mr. DeCarling, I tell you right now, the top teams are evenly matched. Arlington, Mahopac, and North Rockland. Anybody can win on any given day." And that's really the way it played out.
Yeah.
When we got to the sectionals, I mean, you know, our first 2 rounds, we dominated. We won 7-0, I think, and 6-0. And then we came to play up at Arlington, and we upset them up there. And it was just an incredible game. So I can't be more proud of Grace. I want to wish her all the best at UConn. To all the girls who may be going on to play, whether it's competitive or club, those are the seniors. I want to thank them. And then, you know, the kids, students coming back, our student athletes coming back next year. You know, it's tough to get back to that same level, but I'm confident with the coaching and the students that, you know, girls soccer is going to be powerful for many years to come.
Well, on a late summer's afternoon, not too long ago, you and I and Sash visited the girls.
Correct, we
when they
did.
had that first practice.
Yes, we did,
And
and
it
it's
was
very
a certain
ironic.
excitement.
Yeah,
You
very
felt
much
it,
so.
the
yeah.
coach, the kids themselves.
Very much so. They worked hard.
Yeah.
And they played as a group the whole entire year, and they never got down on themselves, and that's a tribute to the team, and that's how you get to championship games.
And we understand more letters of intent are coming down the line, and we will be hopefully broadcasting them to you live, as they say. Have the young people sign that letter, chat with them right then and there.
Yeah, you know what, and that's what makes Mahopac such a special place, because we have a really incredible group of student athletes who academically perform so well, and then of course on the field.
Holidays are here. Thanksgiving, a week from Thursday. Christmas right around the corner. Toys for Tots also.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's one of the, I think, the staples of this community and what we do with our Toys for Tots program. I mean, every year it grows more and more and more. You know, I would be remiss if I don't mention that. You know, this year will be a tough year because of Miss Wagle and her passing this past spring. And she just was so instrumental in doing the work behind the scenes. And, you know, it looks great, but you know, the amount of work that goes on to coordinating it through the schools, through the community. And her daughter, Kristen, is picking it up and working through it, and I want to thank her. But, you know, being able to see students, not students, but community members who are somewhat less fortunate than we are, to be able to open up gifts during the holidays is just a tribute to the Mahopac way and what we do here. And don't forget this year, this is important, there is no school on that Wednesday before Thanksgiving. That's the first time in a while. We are closed that Wednesday. School is that Monday and Tuesday, and we're off Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
So mom can cook.
Yeah, and people can travel and get what they have to get. So just a quick reminder.
Toys for Tots. Unwrap toys, drop them off at the district office, all the school buildings before December 6th, please.
Yeah. Thank you very much for
What are you doing for Thanksgiving, boss?
I am going to be home and hopefully relaxing and
Watching
being with my
football?
family and watching some football. Yeah.
Okay.
And what about you?
Ditto.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Well, thank you, Eric. I
Thank
appreciate
you again.
it.
Be well.
All the best.
Take care of your throat.
Thanks.
Saj, happy Thanksgiving to you and yours.
Yeah.
And a happy Thanksgiving to every one of you out there in television land. Anthony and I will be back in a couple of weeks with another edition of Spotlight on Mahopac Schools. Until then, be well, be safe. Bye-bye now.
For more information, please visit our website, www.mahopac.k12.ny.us.